Hello and welcome to Truly Football. I'm your host Sami Tariq. In today's video, we're going to discuss Cristiano Ronaldo's bombshell interview from earlier this week. In summer 2021, Cristiano Ronaldo decided that he no longer wanted to play at Juventus. His agent was in talks with several European clubs for his transfer. The closest he came to was linking with Manchester City. His links were reported by several top journalists. Overnight, news started to appear that he had met with Sir Alex Ferguson and his transfer from Manchester City was changed to his transfer to Manchester United. Several fans who had been waiting for his transfer for over a decade now, at that time, were very happy that he was returning to Old Trafford. The prodigal son had finally returned to Old Trafford, one of the most famous grounds in the history of football, where many players became superstars. On his return to Old Trafford, he scored against Newcastle and everybody was overjoyed that Ronaldo was finally delivering the goods at Old Trafford. But slowly, things started turning sour. He started appearing in the news for all the wrong reasons. Recently, he decided that he has had enough and he decided to set the record straight. He decided to give an exclusive interview to Piers Morgan. In the interview, he talked about how he was disappointed with the state of facilities at Old Trafford, the training grounds, even the swimming pools were the same when he was back at Old Trafford in the earlier days. That infrastructure was unacceptable for him, and that's what he has raised his concerns about. He also went on to talk about Ralf Rangnick. When he was signed, he said that he had never heard of Ralf Rangnick before and that he wasn't a coach and it wasn't a right direction for a club like Manchester United, who should be ambitious to sign a coach who had little to no experience of actual coaching. He also talked about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he said that although he was a great person, he did not think that he was cut out to be a top coach. Talking about Ten Hag, he said that he doesn't really respect him because he didn't really get a lot of respect back from him. And if he doesn't get respect from someone, there's no way he's going to respect them. He felt that he was disrespected by him at several occasions when he was asked to come on in the last few minutes of the game and left on the bench in crucial games like the one against Manchester City. Talking about young players, he said that he was disappointed that none of them were actively coming to him for advice. He said that there were too many distractions for them. When he was young, he would look at players like Roy Keane and try to follow his example. When asked, he said that rather than giving advice, he likes to lead by example. Wherever he has played in the last decade, he has set an example of professionalism. But it amazes me why the young players at a club like Manchester United are not actively seeking out Ronaldo, asking him questions about things, asking him advice, following his example, following his training regimen. Like, for example, if I was a young football player, if I was trying to make it at a club like United, I would constantly be trying to absorb as much as I could from a player of his stature who has been there and done it all. Anthony Elanga, in an interview, said that he actually understands what Ronaldo is saying. He also kind of seconded his claim that some of the youngsters had a lot of distractions that were distracting them from actually learning from a player like Ronaldo. But this is something that the higher-ups at Manchester United should be concerned about because these young players are their future. Ronaldo addressed criticism from his past colleagues Gary Neville and Wayne Rooney. He said that they are only giving their opinions based on what they see, what's in the news, what happens on TV. He said that they don't know the facts, what happens at the training ground, how people are dealing with him, and his relationship with the coach. He says that they don't have full information to form a proper opinion. And sitting on TV and giving criticism is unfair if you don't have all the information, which I believe is a fair point. Having been in the same dressing room with Cristiano, knowing who he is as a player, someone who has the media privileges and a greater audience like Gary Neville and Wayne Rooney, they should be more wary of how and what they speak of a past colleague, and it encourages social media trolls to talk badly about his family, about him. So people in this position, I believe, should be more careful when they put out statements like this into the media. He also acknowledged words of support from players like Rio Ferdinand and Roy Keane. Ronaldo also shared his disappointment for being painted as the black sheep in the media by Manchester United. During pre-season, Ronaldo was on vacation with his family in Mallorca. His daughter fell sick and was in the hospital for over 10 days. When he communicated this fact to Manchester United, he felt like they did not believe him. That was very disappointing for him because in the media it was painted like he was looking for a different club to play this season and he missed the preseason on purpose. After clarifying why he missed the preseason, he also went on to say that he has never met Glazers in person, and he also said that Glazers didn't really care about how Manchester United performed and that they were not concerned about the sporting project. Throughout the interview, Ronaldo talked about how he felt love from United fans and that he was very respectful towards the fans of this club. He also praised Messi and Zidane, saying that they were the two of the best players he had ever watched playing football. He said that he was fully focused at this year's World Cup and he wanted to do good for Portugal at his last World Cup. In conclusion, he mentioned that he knew the end was near and that he would like to retire at the age of 40. So now that we've discussed the interview, I wanted to give my own opinion about this whole matter. So as we know, Ronaldo has played at the biggest clubs in the world. For over a decade, he has ruled the world of football. He has won everything there is to win. He has won every major championship there is to win. He has won all the titles. He has made several records at club level, at country level. He is the highest goal scorer. Ronaldo is the best and he demands the best. He comes at Manchester United and sees that time stood still and all the facilities were old, all the infrastructure was not there, and he starts making demands. Because he is the best, he demands the best. And bringing the best infrastructure, developing the best gyms, the training institutes, training grounds, that requires a lot of investment. And as we have already established, it is well documented that Glazers don't want to put a lot of money into the club. They're just taking out the money from the club, in fact. So they wanted an exit strategy from this whole situation, from the Ronaldo situation, for having an excuse to not fulfill Ronaldo's demands. To accomplish that, they start this media campaign on a club level where Ronaldo starts getting painted as the black sheep, and they create this clash between the manager and the player. As we all know, that managers innately want to have their own say in the dressing room. They don't want big players to feel like they're above the manager. But Ronaldo is not an average player. Ronaldo is he's like a god amongst men. I'm not saying that he's better than Messi. He's not. That's a different debate. Like, if you talk about footballers, he's like, in that Manchester United dressing room, he's like a god amongst men. So you cannot treat him by the standards that you set for other players in the dressing room. You have to deal with him differently because Ronaldo's normal is different from other players. So they build this rift between the manager and their star player, and the news stories start coming out into the public, and the fans start to hate Ronaldo. A certain fan base hates Ronaldo. They don't want him at the club. They think he's declining. They think that he cannot perform at the top level anymore. This gives them an exit strategy to get rid of Ronaldo and not have the fans at their necks demanding answers as to why they released Ronaldo. This is one explanation to this whole situation? I'm sure you might have your opinions, and I would love to hear them. You can share your opinion in the comment section, and we will meet in the next video. Take care. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Truly Football.